mysterious object that fell into Bantam Lake just a few nights ago. The object was
large and green, had no tail.
Had no tail, fell around 2 a.m. into the Bantam Lake on the border of
Morris and Litchfield.
In Bantam. Yeah, the Bantam Volunteer in Morris.
Bantam Lake is the biggest natural lake in Connecticut.
Yes, 900 acres of lake here. And the last 2 days it's been
a hot spot.
Yeah.
Local lore. Every coffee house in town is saying, "Welcome aliens, come get a cup of iced coffee for 99 cents."
I actually spoke with the Morris Fire Chief, Joel Skilton, and he was out there Tuesday night and investigating a 17-foot probe down into the Bantam Lake, crisscrossing all over the lake, found nothing in the lake.
I don't think they actually know how deep the lake is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I do know that there are tunnels and stuff that do go under the lake, but
underwater caverns.
Yeah.
And springs.
No, actual water that comes from the Wigwam reservoirs that go all the way down to the city of Waterbury. You could actually drive under the Bantam Lake. It is deep. It is like you said, a natural resource, a major natural resource in Connecticut. But
so what we know so far is a big green thing fell into the lake about the size of a whale.
Yes.
There haven't been any fish kills. There's no oil slicks. There's no obvious signs of anything coming into the water.
I'm calling this an SUFO. Do you know what that is? Submersible flying object. Something that comes flying out of the sky and actually goes underwater. This is not
It's a USO, honey.
Huh?
It's a USO.
No, because it's unidentified. It's still a submersible.
Yeah, USO.
But it was flying. It was flying.
Submersible. Well, yeah, USFO.
The USFO. Yeah, let's debate it here right now. Okay, well, there's been a couple articles, so...
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Litchfield, unusual report in the eerie overnight hours, rousted firefighters in Bantam and Morris from sleep. A large green object fell from the sky into Bantam Lake. It glowed, dispatchers were told. It was huge, the size of a whale, they heard. Report to the station and call Litchfield County Dispatch, firefighters were told. A motorist on North Shore Road, which is right behind us, about 2 a.m., Tuesday saw the object fall and called 911. Supposedly it was about the size of a whale and made a loud splash when it hit the water, said Rick Duffy, chief of Bantam Fire Company. The driver kept driving and was never identified, Duffy said. At the same time, about 10 miles away, a state trooper on patrol in Warren radioed dispatchers. Something dropped out of the sky and landed near Bantam or Morris, the trooper reported. The trooper who made that call hasn't been identified, but it means that at least one completely reputable person saw something, said Joel Skilton, Morris Fire Chief.
The assistant building official that I work with in the town of Watertown. One that I interviewed the other day that absolutely saw nothing, no debris, nothing. If it was an airplane, one person said that they thought maybe it was the size of a large car that fell, but no. If it was something like an airplane or a vehicle or...
There'd be a debris field. There'd be dead fish. There'd be an oil slick.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
There is absolutely nothing to identify what fell into the lake.
Bantam firefighters responded to North Shore Road. Morris firefighters launched a rescue boat from the Morris boat launch at the south end of the lake. They made several passes on the lake, up and down, in the moonlight. There was no debris, no oil slick, said Duffy, of the possibility of a downed plane. There would be something floating if it was an aircraft that hit the lake. Last week, Bantam and Morris pulled a Jeep Cherokee out of the water at the Litchfield Town Beach after the driver forgot to set the parking brake.
Sounds like you went
but
to the
no
same
sign
place
of any cars surfaced
driving
in Tuesday's search. The cars don't drop from the sky.
They don't. Didn't your car once take flight? Several of your cars might have taken flight. Oh,
no,
sorry.
yours is the only one that took flight and rolled with us in it.
Okay, keep going.
All right, the motorist who called 911 said it wasn't a meteor and it had no tail. He told dispatchers, but if it was the size of a whale, it might have had a tail, Duffy said. Reportedly, waves lapped for a few minutes on the otherwise calm lake. When no clues arose from the state's largest natural lake, firefighters called the search off, the mystery unsolved. I can't imagine what it was, Skilton said. I'm just glad it turned out to be nothing.
He thinks it's nothing. I'm calling him the E.T. hunter these days. He's never going to live this down the day that he was looking for a debris field of this glowing green glob of whale-sized radioactive material falling into Bantam Lake.
Provided it even is radioactive.
I'm wondering if it's going to kill some of the bacteria and things that are actually in Bantam Lake. Well, this is part one of our investigation. We're going to be going over to the Morris boat launch on the Morris side of this lake. Thank you. This is part two of the Spiritual and Paranormal Experiences Special Investigation. We're here in Morris, Connecticut at the Morris boat launch where the Republican American is reporting and has been reporting throughout the press the last couple of days a mystery in the hills. Lazy Frogs in Morris says, "Welcome aliens, coffee only 99 cents. Bantam Lake sightings lures nationwide attention. Morris, the glowing green object dropped from the sky and into the lake in a flash. Buzz over the mysterious sighting over Bantam Lake is lasting much longer as the talk of the town here. And based on the internet chatter around the globe, theories abode, and one question keeps coming back. How might this mystery be solved?" About 2 a.m. Tuesday, two separate reports, one from a state trooper, were called into Litchfield County Dispatch. A green object the size of a whale dropped from the sky. Family member?
Funny.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe on your side.
The trooper, hey, person behind the camera.
I'm testing out a new bikini for this summer. That's why it's at 2 a.m.
You were parachuting?
Yeah, that's why it's at 2 a.m.
The trooper, who was in Warren, estimated it was heading for Morris. A driver on North Shore Road, which we were just at in Litchfield, said it splashed into the lake, prompting a boat search by firefighters. They found nothing. Bob Laban phone rang all day long Thursday. He lives on the lake in Morris and is president of the Bantam Lake Protective Association. People from all over are calling or emailing me, asking what is going to be done about this mysterious piece of whatever that may have fallen into the lake. Laban wrote in an email to State Senator Andrew Rohrback, Republican from Goshen, and State Representative, continued on page 11A. For those of you who did not get today's paper, oh, mystery, and how we're going to get to the bottom of this mystery. Craig Minor, a Republican from Litchfield, and other local officials.
Yeah, we know Craig intimately.
Yes. Laban, I know Andrew Rohrback. Actually, Andrew Rohrback helped us adopt our daughter here.
Mackenzie, get away from the water before something jumps out of it and pulls you in.
Like green glowing monsters from Mars.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Something with lots of tentacles and suction cups.
Laban said he would like the lake bottom search to see if something did fall from the sky. Some people who contacted Laban worry about radioactive debris in the water of the state's largest lake. The object, after all, was green and glowing. In response to those concerns, Laban contacted Ohio-based Integrated Environmental Management, Inc., which tests for radioactive material. A representative of the company, Bill Thomas, told him radioactive material would be hard to detect in a lake because the water would dilute it or mask it, Laban said. He agreed with my suggestion to scan the lake bottom looking for large objects. He said if we find one, we should dive and take a sample. Then we could test it. No one has determined what the trooper or the motorist saw, or even where it fell into the 900-acre lake. Laban asked Rohrback and Minor if help was available. If it's the size of a whale, it should show up at the bottom with sonar, he said. The curious didn't count on state version of the X-Files, though. This is a very unusual situation, Warbeck wrote in an email to Levon. I am not sure any state agency has the resources or expertise to
I don't know why anybody hasn't contacted UFO.
the type of investigation we would all like to see. Well, I did contact a bunch of people today. A bunch of people. Meanwhile, the tale grows, picked up by the newspaper across the country and the world, and by numbers of blogs devoted to UFOs and associated paranormal activity. Web mentors reported seeing similar versions in Illinois and in Indiana. In Goshen, Bob Lee said he did a double take when he read the account in Thursday's Republican American. 2 years ago, in midwinter, Lee said he and two friends were traveling home late at night after playing hockey in New Haven. They too saw a large green object fall in the area of Bantam Lake.
That reminds me of one that I saw back in 2007, which was 5 years ago. I was on my way to work.
Actually, I think I posted it
something
in my spiritual and paranormal group back then.
Large green and glowing.
I thought they were, at that time, I thought they were coming to take us home.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 years ago, where was I here? Bob Lee of Goshen said he did a double take when he read the account in the Thursday's Republican American. 2 years ago, in midwinter, Lee said he and two friends were traveling home late at night after playing hockey in New Haven. They too saw a large green object falling in the sky area of Bantam Lake. He was driving on Route 254 in Northfield and had a clear view to the west towards the lake.
Yeah, what 254 doesn't have foliage out there. It's mainly
oh yeah, you can it's because it's high, and you can oversee the flat areas of the lake and all of the Litchfield area there. It's like one of the highest points in Litchfield. Yeah. You can look down and over everything. It didn't come down fast like a meteorite, and there was no tail, which is similar to what they're saying here, which we thought was weird. It was lime green in color. Was yours lime green?
Yeah, mine was lime green.
And the horizon lit up.
Glowed lime green, like a freaking glow stick green.
When it hit. We're always wondering what it was. While curiosity raged, some made most of it. Outside the Lazy Frogs restaurant sat this sign, "Welcome aliens," and they could grab a small cup of coffee for 99 cents. Now, the other article just below it talks a little bit about meteorites. Do you want to talk about that?
No, I don't think meteorites are relevant here. Right?
Well, actually, the reason why I think it's relevant going into this article is because it was in Indiana and other states on the same night in which they were having the same
showers?
Green glowing objects. To me, it sounds to me like it actually traveled across the country before landing here in
It's kind of funny that only one would be landing here.
In my hometown. Well, if there's more news on this, we will be following up. This is going to be a YouTube clip, a special edition of Spiritual and Paranormal Experiences. A little more windier here on the south side of Bantam Lake. The Morris Volunteer Fire Department took care of the south side of the lake, where the Bantam Volunteer Fire Department took care of the north side of the lake. Ta-ta! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chuck Bazzaio.
I'm Jen Bazzaio.
And this is another episode of Spiritual and Paranormal Experiences, a special investigation regarding the mysterious object that fell into Bantam Lake just a few nights ago. The object was
large and green, had no tail.
Had no tail, fell around 2 a.m. into the Bantam Lake on the border of